Hello lawn mowing people. What I'm going to talk about today is how to start a lawn mowing business on a shoestring budget. Now if you're looking for a good way to make money, then a lawn mowing business is a great option. However, getting started on a tight budget is one of the biggest obstacles that you're going to face. But luckily I've got a few tips here that'll help you get a lawn mowing business going without breaking the bank. Now my first suggestion is that you buy top-end domestic mowers and not commercial ones. Your equipment cost is going to be one of the largest costs that you have when you start your business, and when it comes to buying a lawnmower, it's tempting to go for the most expensive heavy duty commercial option. However, this isn't really necessary unless you plan to mow a dozen lawns every day. Instead, you could opt for a top of the line domestic model. A high-end domestic mower will have all the features that you need, and you'll be able to buy it for a good price. It won't have all the bells and whistles that a high-end commercial mower will have, but it'll have everything that you need to get started in the business. So why not save some money and just go for a top-end domestic mower? You won't regret it. Now it may not be as durable as a commercial mower and you will have to replace it sooner, but honestly, if you're replacing something twice as often and it's half the price, there's nothing really lost. So my second suggestion is don't buy a vehicle unless you really need to. If you've got a vehicle that's suitable to mow lawns, and that's great, it's going to save you a whole lot of money and a whole lot of times, because you can operate a lawn mowing business with anything like a ute. You can operate it with a small truck, you can operate it with a van, you can even operate it with a hatchback, although you're starting to get a bit limited on room there. Now if you've got a four-door family vehicle, then what the best idea would be, if you wanted to get started on a budget, is to buy a trailer. And if you haven't got a tow bar, look at the price of getting a tow bar fitted and buying a trailer, because you can normally do this a lot cheaper than you can run out and buy another vehicle. And also, you know how your vehicle's running. You know that you've got whether you've got a good engine in your vehicle or not. So you're going out with what's known as a known commodity. So, and because that is one of the risks that you run when you buy a vehicle, is you don't know the history of that vehicle. I remember years ago I bought a vehicle to mow lawns in, and I had the engine blow up within about a month. And so this kind of thing does happen. And I don't know how it is where you are, but in New Zealand, if you're buying a vehicle for your business and you buy it privately, then you're not covered under the Consumers Guarantees Act, because you're a business, you're not a private individual. So just be aware of that. And that money that you've saved on buying a vehicle, put it into marketing, because marketing is going to bring you customers. A vehicle is going to do nothing for you except get you from one place to the other. So don't waste money on buying a vehicle if you don't need to do it. Now my number 3 suggestion is that you price your services fairly, because when you're starting off, you're going to be tempted to price really low, and the problem is that if you price really low, then you're going to end up working really hard for your money, and you're going to end up struggling to build yourself a business. And the other thing is that you can't compete in pricing with these guys that have fully sign-written vehicles, uniforms and systems, and they've been around for a long time. You're not going to be able to charge as much as them. So you don't want to go high, you don't want to go cheap. Just get it somewhere in the middle, a bit like Goldilocks' porridge. You want to be in the middle, you don't want to be too far on either end. Just do some research before you start and find out what your local lawn mowing contractors are charging. That'll give you an idea of where you can go in the market. And it's okay if you don't get your pricing right at the beginning, because if you get your pricing wrong when you're starting off, that's fine. Everybody does that, and your prices will come right in the long run. So basically, if I was starting, what I'd do is I'd go out there, I'd walk around the lawn, I'd figure out how long it was going to take me to mow, and I'd quote it at about $1 a minute. So that's the way that I would do it if I was starting off. Now another suggestion is that you be Johnny on the spot. what a lot of contractors do is when their phone rings, they'll book the quote in for when they get in the area, and they'll work their way around there, and they may take anything up to a few hours or possibly even 24 hours or more to get around and do the quote. Now, if you're Johnny on the spot and you have a tow truck driver mentality, then what happens is that when a quote comes out, your number one objective is to get out there, do the quote. And if they're happy with the price, then what you want to do is secure the contract, get the job done as soon as possible. Because once you've got that job done, then you book it again for 2 weeks' time. And if you've got a job and it's happening every 2 weeks, then you're building your business. And that's what this is all about. And also, don't go turning off your phone or leaving it in your vehicle when you're out working. You don't want to miss phone calls. And that is one of the most important things of getting started. You want to get those phone calls. So get a headset or something and do what I do. I listen to audiobooks while I'm working, or I listen to podcasts. And when a call comes in, I can answer the call there and then. I type the details into Google Calendar and I've got everything that I need. I can even research it or search for the history of the quote at a later date. I can bring them up by phone number, by address, by name. So it just makes life really, really easy. In today's competitive marketplace, it's really, really important to be the first one there and the first one to do the quote, the first one to answer the phone. You've just got to really, really work on that side of the business. That needs to work. So the next thing is marketing your business. You need to get out there. You need to let people know that you're open for business. So word of mouth is a good thing. You could run online ads, you could do flyers, you could do Facebook. Basically, I'd just do everything I could to let people know that I'm out there. When I picked up a customer, after I'd had a customer for a little bit, I'd ask them if they knew anybody that would like a free quote on lawn mowing. And use your customers to get referrals. That's another way that you can build your business organically without having to pay high costs for marketing. But do develop a reputation as someone who's reliable, someone who does good work, and with a little bit of extra effort, you can get your name out there without spending a fortune. The last thing that I'd suggest is that you offer extra services, because any business owner knows that it's much easier to sell to your existing customers. So what you should do is you should do that. If you want to find some extra work, why not text all your customers and say, hey, you're available to do a bit of hedge trimming or a bit of tree work or a bit of gardening that week, and see how many jobs come up. Customers won't mind if you text or email them once a month with the services that you're going to offer this month. And the thing is that's going to bring in a lot of extra money from the customers that you're already working with. So these are customers that it's costing you nothing to market to. And so this is a way that you can increase your income without having to spend more money on advertising. So basically that's how I'd start my business if I was going to start my business on a shoestring budget. Those are the techniques that I'd use. So I hope this helped you, and get out there, mow lawns, have fun, and happy lawn mowing, people.